arrive. The Desperados lost an instant classic in their first matchup against the Monarchs. Can London finish the sweep? Find out next.
The playoffs are in full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. Today, we have an all-AFC meeting between our visitors and our home team. Welcome everyone to the start of the NFL postseason. Kate Scott, Brock Hewitt here as these teams begin the journey toward the Super Bowl. And at this stage, Brock, it's a daunting task ahead to make it all the way. They need 3 straight wins against the best teams in the NFL, beginning with this one right here, right now.
Yeah, Kate, and I love the way you say that right there. You just lay out.
We are underway in this AFC Wildcard Weekend contest. Return coming from the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. They're led out by someone amidst their second act as an NFL QB. He was a second-rounder back in 2013, Geno Smith.
When Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year, it was really hard to find another comp. You know, the NFL, we love to always compare and contrast guys from different eras or project them moving forward. But there just were not many stories like Geno Smith, who just waited and persevered a decade in the NFL before he flourished. But what came to life finally was just the arm strength, the accuracy, the playmaking ability that was there at West Virginia, and it just took some time and maybe a little love.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Might just be a little late to get the ground game going, opening up this game with back-to-back passes. But when you come out of the gate slow and you put yourself behind the sticks, you really don't get into that rhythm you want to find early.
Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. Shotgun snap to Smith. Hurst there to grab it. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. A play fake. Now Smith to throw. Pass caught. 9-yard line. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Harris has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-goes.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Desperados finish up an excellent opening series. Najee Harris, the touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Justice Hill. He's stopped on the return at the 27. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
All J.J. has ever done in his career, no matter where he's been, is win. And there is something to that. I know at times it's hard to measure how much of it was him, how much of it the people around him. Most importantly, just ask his teammates over the years. They love playing with him. That is a characteristic that's important, and I don't think talked about enough, Kate. Do your guys in the huddle want to play for you? Do they believe in you? Everywhere J.J. has been, he's lit up that huddle, and success has followed.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
On play action now, McCarthy. Taking his shot, deep down the field it goes. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's 3rd down.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
3rd down run by Gibbs. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because it's money down, they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a 1st down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
And he'll get it up to the 44. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 44-yard line.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, 1st sack on the board on the 1st drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And they get to him again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down. The Monarchs out for the punt. And this will put an end to the drive after it's stalled out. Takes it in at the 26. And he's brought down before the return gets far. 58 yards on the punt there. And they're going to take over possession. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They'll start with a give to Harris. And that's good for a gain of 5. Stopped by Foye Oluokun. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Here's an option play to the left. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. From the gun, Smith. To the sideline, complete, and he's got the 1st down as he stays in bounds.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
New set of downs for him from the 46. It's Harris on the option, and he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Smith in the pistol. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to cross midfield before going out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field. and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
From the gun, they go with Harris. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he's brought down for a loss. Drive in dire straits, it's 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Smith. Short pass brought in. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow. A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently, because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
This return starts at the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Oh, hang on there. Hang on a moment. Looks like we've got an injured player on the kick return. They're going to check on him now. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now it's McCarthy. Catch is made. It's Jalen Hyatt. Space on the right. He's got room. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Monarchs will reach pay dirt for the first time this game. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Dicker tacks on the extra point. And the Monarchs cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. He fields it from the 8. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Their offense running back out now. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Carried by Harris here to start the drive. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
That one's complete to London. We're working a couple of yards past the line. Stopped by Foye Oluoku. We've reached the end of one in this opening round of the AFC playoffs. Scoreboard shows 10-7. More coming up after this quick break. Welcome back. We're all set to start the second. Offense already out to resume its stride. They still have 5 to go here. 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And that'll be a 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They're running the option, short side. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
When they drop these plays for the quarterback, these are the type of results they're expecting, Kate. Something that could tear a hole in the defense, move the chains, and just as importantly, and maybe most importantly, put a seed of doubt and thought into that defensive mind that the QB can run at any time. Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the 2nd level. Well, someone from the 2nd level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Gets this one to Andrews. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And they'll have first down. Now an inside handoff to Harris. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. So hold on one moment. We did have a player injured on the last play, and that's Najee Harris. In some discomfort out there. Not good. Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Pierce up the middle. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside.
And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Desperados make it a 9-point advantage. Geno Smith with a touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain, he did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The offense getting set to go. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 35 out of that one, and that'll give them a first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Again, it's Gibbs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of 2 follows up a gain of 1, and now they're left with 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. That's caught for the first. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. They've got a man in motion. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. This finds Moreau. And he gets this down at the 13-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This throw is caught. And he's to the 5 before going out of bounds. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Back to the air, McCarthy. Cut near the goal line. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Gibbs is in. Touchdown! The Monarchs face a 4-point deficit. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. kicker on now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Monarchs cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up and it's away. Just a three-point game now. Has this at the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Now this offense getting set to work here. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Carter here from the gun. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. They go play action. Here's Smith. Fires right away, but incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Smith on 3rd and short. Andrews with the catch. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it sets up 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st and 10 now. Here's Smith. He puts some air under this one. Deep right. Big gain downfield. Touchdown. Now, I know that's one of his favorite routes to run, Brock, but that has got to be one of a quarterback's favorite throws to make as well, right? Drop it in over the defender and take the lid off the D for 6.
Because it is so simple. It's something that these two have done and thrown together for years and years. Maybe not to each other, but since Pop Warner, they've been running the go route. Just run right by him, and if you're even, you're leaving, and I'm going to drop it right over the top.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Desperados make it a 10-point ball game.
Monarchs 14.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Monarchs and Jahmyr Gibbs back out on offense. And with each team coming off a touchdown and scoring well early on, we've got the makings of a barn burner here, Brock, if they can keep this up.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, as an offense, it doesn't mean you over-try, but you just know, hey, man, our defense having a hard time slowing them down, and we've got to step on that accelerator.
Following the run, we see he's still out there dealing with some sort of injury. They'll head out to check on him. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. First throw for the backup now. Finds Hyatt. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll give him a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
From the shotgun, Brissett. Little off center, his man just couldn't adjust to it.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Back to the air, Brissett. Hyatt with the grab. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
He was looking Xavier Legat's way there. And 4th and 4 coming up. Daniel Whelan on to punt. Begins his return at the 16. And he gets a gain of 9, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Smith. Finds him over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. 2nd and 3 now. From the gun, Smith. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Smith gets out of trouble. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away.
You know, it's fascinating how those routes you run so many times in practice become a whole lot more difficult in the actual game. That was an important 3rd and short to convert. Very surprised to see that play fail.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And it's going to be their football coming up. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Brissett. Toward the sideline, and he's got Leggett. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Slot man in motion left. Shotgun now for Brissett. Leggett's got it. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that 1st down play. On 1st down, it's Brissett. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Xavier Leggett, the target on that throw. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Hyatt going to motion over left. 2nd down. Here's Brissett again. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. 1st and 10 from the 41. Going play action here, Brissett. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. That one vehemently swatted away. So that brings up 2nd down. To the air yet again, Brissett. Completed over the middle. He's got a gain of 6 there. Diamador Lenore there on the stop. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. Now the offense going to take its 3rd and final timeout. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Brissett looking to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. Now Cameron Dicker on to try the field goal. From the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder. Brown's kick is up and good. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead 7.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. One last play before the break. He'll throw it. He lofts it deep, right sideline. He's got it inside the 25. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. We had 2 great games yesterday, and we're just getting started here. The first of 3 more on this Wild Card Sunday. We'll get back out to you two in just a moment. We'll begin out in the capital of Utah, Salt Lake City, where you see the final score there. Jalen Warren, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. We got a fine first half out of the former Alabama man, Najee Harris. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
Hill now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. So their offense will have it first to begin quarter number 3. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half too as they chase this lead. Here's McCarthy, 1st and 10. Complete to Hyatt. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
It's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. That's into the hands of Moreau. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
At the 43-yard line.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. Big catch made, and he got both feet in. They get 13 on the pickup, and it'll give them a first down. Back to the air, McCarthy. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, they eschewed the pass to try and bring up 3rd and short via a little more conservative ground call, but it backfired. You know, the defense, they'll look for keys up front, and they fired off the line knowing a run was coming. And boy, they busted it before it could get back to the line.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Not terribly complicated on this one, just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently, little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
Now Cameron Dicker on to try the field goal. He was good on his first kick. Going to need to hit this one well to go 2 for 2. A fortunate break for them as they get a gift with roughing the kicker. Their offense heading back out to keep things going.
Automatic first down.
You hate to see this on 4th down for that defense, roughing the kicker, and now they've got a first inside the red zone. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's able to push this down to the 12. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. Receiver in motion, going left. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Dax Hill. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now.
Yeah.
They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Pierce takes it straight ahead. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll go right back to Pierce. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
He has the first over the middle. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. He's at midfield. He's at the 30. Gets the 10. He does it, touchdown. The Desperados push their lead further to start the half. Drake London with the touchdown. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers. And sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
Aubrey good on the point after. And the Desperados double their lead to 14. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Here's a return from the 7. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The offense headed back to the field. They're coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. McCarthy operating from the pistol. Complete out to the right side. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. They have themselves another 1st and 10. In off to Gibbs from the gun. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Forced out to his right. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
Straight ahead with Gibbs. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You felt it the second this play bounced toward the outside, this defense responded. They pounced. That was their chance to get to him before he could get the couple inches he needed for a 1st down.
They'll send out the punting unit. It'll be Daniel Whelan doing the honors. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. The Desperados back on offense, led out by Geno Smith. And you know this firsthand, partner. You get above that 300 mark, you and your offense are going to have plenty of highlights to choose from by this point in the game. We're getting a look at some of them now. You just got to marvel at how well he's played the quarterback position here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Pierce. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Second down, he takes the option right. He'll drive it forward, but won't get beyond the line. Braylon Trice there to meet him. No gain on that one, and now it's 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, here's Smith. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. It's a 61-yard punt that time, and it'll be their football. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a 1st with some room to spare.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Brought to the ground by Kaiser White. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 44.
Putting the tight end in motion. Gibbs now from the gun. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a 1/3 of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up. Now McCarthy. On the quick slant, it's Davis. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. 1 quarter to go, Brock, and we'll see who can earn the wild card win. They've got the ball to start, but their playoff future in jeopardy as they trail. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Off the gut they go with Gibbs. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a 1st for a moment. It's 2nd and 1. They'll send him over right. Another one for Gibbs. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. 1-yard gain on the play. And that gives them the 1st. They give to Gibbs on the option. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They motion the slot man right. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Complete out to the right. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. A give to Gibbs. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Make it a really close measurement to see if he got the 1st down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. 2nd down now, 7 to go.
And 7 at the 20-yard line.
Here's a give to Gibbs. And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. Now hold on a moment, folks. We got a player in some discomfort after that one. He's going to receive some assistance as we take a brief timeout. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Here's McCarthy to throw. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's brought down after a short gain.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
Defense just needs to hold them short. It's 4th and 7. McCarthy to throw for it. He finds him beyond the marker. And in for the touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Dicker on now for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Monarchs chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Return coming from the 6. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Pierce. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. A play fake. Now Smith to throw. He lofts it deep left. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. That throw intended for Drake London. And that takes them to 3rd down. From the gun, Smith. He's on the move. He's running for it. He picks up 15 on the play. And they're going to have a 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
1st and 10 from the 41. Now Smith gets this one to Andrews. And he'll get it up to the 44.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Shotgun snap to Smith. Complete beyond the marker. And he's out of bounds after getting this one to the opposing 45-yard line. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that'll be a 1st down. Smith setting the throw. Catch made by Carter. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. 2nd and 3 now. Handoff running right, Pierce. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, the game wasn't on the line with that series, but don't tell the defense because they brought the urgency and juice like it was. Getting the sack, setting up 4th down, well, it picks everybody up on that sideline. And now their offense gets a chance in a 1-score game.
This offense ready to get going again now. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now it's McCarthy. Able to get it to Moreau. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
They'll go right side with Gibbs. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. 3rd and a lone yard coming up.
It's 3rd and 1.
Again, it's Gibbs. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a 1st down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Running back sent in motion. 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy. That's into the hands of Moreau. And he gets a gain of 9, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Here he is to throw. Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Setting up to pass. Makes the grab in bounds left side. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And they'll have 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield. I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
3rd and just 2 to go.
It's now 3rd and 2.
To throw. He brings it in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run. And they got there in time. He's taken down. Before we can get a snap on 2nd down, they call timeout. Back to throw. This finds Moreau. And it's not over yet. They score here in the final minutes, and now they can tie or even win this game right here. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a 1-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
In the 11th hour, now a point after try to tie this game. The defense calls a timeout. That's their 1st. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the 4th. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. He'll look to throw it. Shakes himself free. But he can't evade that one, and they get him to the ground. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. That's going to do it for regulation, so some bonus football in store for all those fans in the stands. We're headed for overtime. So overtime in the playoffs, Brock, things work a little bit different, and we know that some folks have been confused by this. So both teams guaranteed one possession regardless of who wins the coin toss here. And if after those two drives we're still tied, then an entire season comes down to who can score first. It has been a heavyweight fight to begin these playoffs, and we're not done yet. The kick is away, and overtime has begun. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. And since it's the postseason, Brock, a touchdown won't win the game automatically, but it will put some serious pressure on their opponents getting the football next. Here's a counter give to Gibbs. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. It's Gibbs on the carry. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
Throwing on first, it's McCarthy. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
New set of downs for him from the 46. On first down, it's Gibbs. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. McCarthy operating from the pistol. Davis there to grab it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A very productive play from the rookie QB out of Michigan. That gets them a first down.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
On the ground, it's a give to Gibbs. And he'll go down here at the 16. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Hyatt going in motion right. From the shotgun, McCarthy. Hyatt with the grab. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. McCarthy with a blitz coming. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown! The Monarchs pull in front. You can't win them the game right away, Brock. Not now in the postseason, but they have taken that pressure off of their shoulders and placed it squarely on the other sideline now with that score to begin overtime.
Oh, that's 100, Kate. You know as an offense, we can't come away empty. A field goal would be great, but a touchdown? Woo! A touchdown now infuses this place, infuses your defense, and gives them the opportunity to go in this game.
Here's Agnew on the return. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Now this offense ready to head back out. There aren't any options, Brock, but there is a ton of pressure now. They've got to match that last touchdown, or their season is over.
And this is what makes the overtime rule changes so great. We don't want that last touchdown to end their season outright. These are the playoffs. And we want to see if they've got the mettle to respond like great postseason teams do.
They go play action. Here's Smith. Bails out of the pocket quick. And this one does not go far.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Completed over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First and 10 now. Here's Smith. Brought in right side. And they make the tackle at the 38. Give him 13 on that play. And that'll give him a first down. Out of the gun, here's Smith. Andrews with the catch. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. And again, it's Smith. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it sets up first down. From the red zone now. He's got this complete to Dameon Pierce. And he almost gets to the 5. He goes out at the 6.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's able to take this one in for the touchdown. The Desperados cut it to a lone point on the scoreboard. Geno Smith with a touchdown. Well, we all knew somebody was running with it there, and when the defender started flowing towards the back, he made the right call that he would be the one to run it in.
Yeah, he sure did. I think if he hands that off, this play does not end in a touchdown, but in a collision for his running back.
Yeah.
So not only is that running back thinking his quarterback, the rest of the guys are celebrating for that decision.
That one splits the uprights. And the Desperados tie this game up. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Return starts at the 3. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense getting all set for this series. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Handoff running left. Here's Gibbs. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. He has it, but he can't hang on. No interception, incomplete. Oh, the impact that could have had on overtime. Instead, we move on to 3rd down.
9 yards to go.
On the draw, this is Gibbs. And he's tackled for a short gain. They managed just 1 yard there. It's going to be 4th and 9.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of reaction time you want when you face a draw play. They broke on it shortly after the draw started, and they contained it to a minimal gain.
Their punter making his way out now. And in overtime, he needs to make this a good one. Fair catch made here at the 30. No return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They've got first down from the 31. From the gun, Smith. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Shotgun handoff to Carter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
From the gun, here's Pierce. And they'll bring him down after a small gain to the 48. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Smith in the pistol. And this one won't be caught, but we got a flag here. Looked like there may have been some early contact before that throw arrived. And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that 1st down. Running it after the penalty. And he stopped at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll give him a 1st down.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
If there's ever a play we could call garden variety in the NFL, I think we just saw it right there. That's an uneventful run and a pretty sound stop there defensively.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4. They'll go right back to Pierce. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Well, this is just the game that never ends, it seems. That overtime is in the books. It is time to flip the field and start another one as we wait for a winner. And postseason overtime differs from what we saw in the regular season. A touchdown on the opening drive doesn't end things anymore. Both teams guaranteed a possession. And if we're still tied after each team has had the football once, we then go to sudden death, and the first score takes it. And the kick team comes on. A chance to win it here in overtime. This from 40 on the right hash. The kick is good. He got it! And there are your winners in double overtime.
Through a diarrhea.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week.
Ben goes through everyone.
Operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with the win. And that was the type of game you can only hope for in the postseason, Brock. Couple of deserving teams laying it all out there, and they were finally able to get the win and keep their playoffs going. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Desperados are your winners as we say cheerio from London.
against the wall. It seems impossible, but there's nobody else I want by my side to stand here with me to take this fight through the rise and fall. With our fearless hearts, we could beat the odds, and we could live for 1,000 years. We could be legends. If we all go down, if our time is now, we could let everyone know we were here. We could be legends.
We can live forever.
We dream so colorful. Oh, we love so strong. The world is relentless, the city won't sleep. It hardens your soul, brings you to your knees. But we can face it all. With our fearless hearts, we could beat the odds, and we could live for 1,000 years. We could be legends. If we all go down, if our time is now, we could let everyone know we were here. We could be legends.
We can live forever.
The NFL playoffs are here, and this matchup on Wild Card Weekend is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Redwoods and the Caps, and it comes your way next.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight, the 2nd of June on this Wild Card Saturday. It's our visiting team and our home team. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, partner, best time of the year. It starts with Super Wild Card Weekend, 3 days, 6 games, and this matchup as good as any of them.
Yeah, and really, it's so funny, Mike. We watch these regular season games all year, and it just seems like there's no way the intensity and the competitive spirit could ever be higher. But there is just something different about it.
Time now for the second of 6 on this Super Wild Card Weekend. And off we go on this Saturday night. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
Going on the road in the playoffs, Mike, it's daunting for any quarterback, let alone a rookie. But if there's one thing this guy has shown all year, it's the fact that not only is he resilient, but nothing appears to ever faze him. Getting your team to the tournament in your first year, it's a massive accomplishment in its own right, but I don't think he's done yet. He expects to walk into this stadium in a hostile environment and come away with a win. And there's one thing this season has showed us is don't put anything past this guy.
Once again, it's Pacheco. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards, and that leads to third down. Now, after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Medical staff going to take a look, see if he can continue here in this wild card round. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And he'll get about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll go again with White. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. First down.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down. Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Second down. Nix. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
That's caught downfield by Robinson. That's well done as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
You just can't ask for better protection than that, especially on 3rd down. Clean pocket, tons of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. And at this level, if you give quarterbacks that amount of time, chances are they're going to find somebody downfield.
A first down throw for Nix. That's a short one taken in by Conklin. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Here comes White on the toss right. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play. A lengthy opening drive. Now comes to this. It is 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Nix. He'll find his running back, White. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down mark. What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They'll go. It's White.
I know it's 4th and short, Mike, but at this distance, you actually have to clear a lane out. You can't just fall forward or push the pile. So that conversion, it's as much of a credit to the blocking as it is to the running back seeing the hole and hitting it.
That's a nice pickup, bringing it down to the 3. 2nd and goal. Back to throw is Nix. That one only good for a gain of 1 to the 2 to set up 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with White. And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's 4th down. They'll try to run. And this time he will work his way into the end zone. Rashad White. Touchdown, Redwoods. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Myers, good on the extra point. And the Redwoods will jump out to a 7-0 lead here on Super Wild Card Weekend. 7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. He'll start at the 4. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
When they turned his name in on that card on draft night, Mike, I think they knew he had a chance to be something special, but I don't think anybody imagined that it would happen this quickly. I mean, to have your team hosting a playoff game in your very first season, that's not an easy thing to do for any quarterback, let alone a rookie. But for them to go from being a nice story to a true contender, he's going to have to elevate his game even more, because on this stage, the lights are brighter, the stakes are magnified. One bad decision could be the difference between moving on and going home. It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the 1st down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
Rookie to rookie right there, Mike. And I'll tell you what, they've got some really good young pieces on this roster.
Straight ahead, they go with Benson. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. They'll go again with Benson. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? He'll look to throw. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throw away.
Well, Mike, the other day we heard how the offensive coordinator wanted to start fast offensively, but here so far, it's been the pass rush and the defense who's gotten out to the quick start.
And how about that play on special teams? Perfectly done. It checks up right at the 1-yard line. The Redwoods offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. They'll break the huddle Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground, and here's White. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. So after 1, here on Super Wild Card Weekend, it's a close game early on. More after this. You're watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll run out of the gun. This is White. And he'll be near the 1st down marker. Let's call it a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on 3rd down. Oh, there's movement up front. That's going to make this 3rd down a lot tougher. That'll march them back half the distance, and they'll go from there. They'll motion the tight end, Thomas. Now it's Williams. So on 4th down, here comes the veteran, Brian Anger. Greg Dortch, deep to return. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Caps offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. They've got great starting position with a short field as they try to get back in this one. It is 1st and 10. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big gain.
The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense.
He is in. Darius Slayton. Touchdown Caps.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
The extra point by Sanders is good. And the Caps will level things out at 7 apiece. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. This will be returned from the 6. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Redwoods offense ready to take over once more. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Now Nick's going to look to throw. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll throw. It's Nix. He's got his man. That's Neighbors. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Nix from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
On the return, it's Dortch. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Caps offense and receiver Darius Slayton get to go to work again. 1st and 10 now from the 36. On play action, he'll set up to throw. That'll be taken in. It's Trey Benson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Back to throw. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the 1st down.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Now give up the middle, it's Benson. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
When you go out and invest in a young guy like this to be part of your backfield's future, you got to find ways to get him involved early, and I think here's a case of doing just that.
Again, it's Benson. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. This would be a big loss, and we'll see if he can continue here in the divisional round. A give. Here's Benson. He'll manage to get 2, maybe 3 on that carry. Jaquan Brisker there to bring him down. 3rd and a yard. Now they'll set up to throw. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a 1st down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the 1st down.
The tight end, Jonnu Smith, secures it. And he'll be taken down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after.
That one taken in. Darius Slayton. Touchdown Caps. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
The extra point by Sanders is good. And the Caps will move out to a 14-7 lead. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. On the return, Malik Washington. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Redwoods offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. Receiver in motion, going right. The drive begins with a run by White. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Nick's going to keep it on the zone read. And he's going to be close to a 1st down, up to the 34. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. They'll try to run for it. Here's White. White, 1st down and much more. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. 2 minutes remain here in this 1st half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. On 1st down, here's Nix to throw. A lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Conklin goes in motion. Now, a 2nd down throw for Nix. He'll look middle here and get it to Neighbors. And they'll take this down inside the 35. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. To throw is Nix. A pass caught right side by Conklin. Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another 1st down. Throwing is Nix. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Here's Nix to throw. That one complete. It's Ian Thomas.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything look.
And he's in. Wandale Robinson. Touchdown, Redwoods. And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials, indicating let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board.
The kick is good. That ties the game at 14.
We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Caps offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. This one, everything we could have hoped for to this point. All even at 14. They'll start this drive with 1st down. That's to the outside. He's got Smith. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll look to throw. That's complete to Jeremy Rucker. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down. He'll drop to throw. That's to the left side and taken in by Smith. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. He gets that complete downfield to Slayton. That's his third catch of this first half and good enough for a first down.
And these are the throws that when they evaluate young quarterbacks coming out of college, they want to see you be able to make. Everyone worries about how far you can throw the ball. And while that's certainly important, to be able to make the throws from sideline to sideline, especially in those intermediate zones, drive the ball through space. Because in this league, an open window...
The pressure, too much, and he goes down. Now the offense will use their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it just a little bit over 30 seconds to go in this first half. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Well covered on the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick six for touchdown. Nothing the defense loves more, Greg, than the opportunity to not only stop a team, but turn them back around the other way. A touchdown on the pick six.
Yeah, the defense just loves getting their hands on the ball when they can, Mike, but it is extra special when they're able to capitalize and take it all the way back for 6.
These are the ones that rip your heart out on the offensive side.
Makes the score Redwoods 21, Caps 14.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. To return is Greg Dort. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. So it is halftime here in the NFC Wild Card matchup as we send you to our studios in Orlando. Here's Jonathan Coachman with the EA Sports Halftime Report. It's all yours, Coach.
But first, time to look ahead to Sunday's action here on the NFC side of the bracket. And this one looks like it should be a dandy, as it's going to be one heck of a battle, that's for sure. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score
Who survives?
wins.
Whose season continues on to next week? One half to decide it. Time for the third quarter of the NFC wildcard game. Now an opening has the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Caps offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They're searching here for the tying score, down 21-14. And they'll begin 1st and 10. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Micah Parsons on the tackle. 2nd down and 8. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. That's caught by Smith on the right side.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch. It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The visitors' offense, running back Rashad White, ready for this next possession. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. Throwing Nix. Left side in the hands of Neighbors.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
That's a short one taken in by Conklin. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a first down. From the shotgun, here's Nix.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him.
Second down, Nix. Off-balance throw, it's complete. And he's going to be run out after a gain of about 6, but that'll be good enough for a first down. They'll throw. It's Nix. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down. Nix from the gun on third down. That's to the sideline. He's got Neighbors. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down. Hunting time for the Redwoods, set to kick it away. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The home team's offense ready to see what they can do. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Start out with a run, and it's Benson. And he'll take this to about the 28. Jeremiah Wusu-Koromoa in on the stop. Here's a 2nd and 9. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. A pass complete there to Smith. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
This pass defense, it just has to be better than this, Mike. They have to do a better job accounting for everybody in their coverages. They have to play their defense exactly according to the plan, because if not, this quarterback has enough weapons, he can spread the ball out and find the open space.
Here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Benson. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down. Back to throw. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
He gets that to his tight end, Smith. 2 receptions for him on this drive. This one good for 16 yards.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success. Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and
to the end zone, it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The visitors' offense ready to get back to work. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Slot man in motion left. Nix now on 1st and 10. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. On the ground, this is White. And you'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up. On the zone read, this is Nix. It'll be a pickup of 10. That's enough for a 1st down.
Man, when it works well, the zone read is a thing of beauty. It just adds another dimension to this offense, and if the defense doesn't get a better plan, they're going to continue to do it all day.
On 1st down, it's White. He'll work forward for a couple. Jack Sanborn on the stop. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Back to throw is Nix. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front. This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Now a fair catch, and it's going to be a long field. They'll take over right about their own 13. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. Has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and will try to sustain it here down the stretch. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He's got his man. That's Slayton.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. He connects downfield to Dortch. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Open man downfield is Hollins. And he will be taken down. A big pickup on what will be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. Back to the air one more time. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
To play in the NFL, you got to have a short-term memory, because regardless of whether the previous play was good or bad, they're going to line up and snap it again. And in this case, really nice job bouncing back. They put the bad play behind them, forced the sack in the ensuing play, and they're right back on track.
And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Now they'll set up to throw. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
And he has missed this one. No good. And the deficit will stay right where it is.
You know, the hardest part about these missed kicks, Mike, is for all the guys that work so hard to put the ball in position to come away with points. You kind of trot off the field. You're hoping that next possession has a different result.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's a give up the middle with White. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Now Nick's going to look to throw. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Great timing and anticipation. The second the tight end's head turned around, the quarterback put the ball on him, and now it's, hey, let's see who wants to tackle this big guy and bring him to the ground.
And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find the receiver, and down he goes.
As this clock continues to tick, we're getting dangerously close here to do-or-die territory. But after that 3rd down sack, real good chance of getting off the field. No points allowed. Let's see if their offense now can do their job, because defense certainly did theirs.
Here's the Redwoods hunt team now, as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. That is fielded at the 20. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Greg, sitting up here with you, this is not the same energy we saw from this team at the start of the game. How much has the defense kind of sapped it out of them?
Oh, I think it's a big factor in this game. And when you start taking the ball away at the rate that they have today, it takes a lot of the confidence out of the offense, and I think that's the body language that you're referring to. There is a lot of doubt creeping in to this offense, and it's almost becoming the point where you don't want to be the guy with the ball because you're afraid you're going to give it up. And when it gets to that, man, as an offense, you're in trouble.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. That's taken in left side by Smith. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Throwing now from the gun. That's taken in by the running back, Benson. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
That's good for A.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Quick throw here is complete. Here's a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll look to throw yet again. That's 3. 3rd time tonight he's been intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
All right, Mike, file this play away. If they're able to hold on and pull this game out, we're going to look back on this as the pivotal moment of this game. Oftentimes, it takes that one big moment to sway the outcome of a game, and no bigger play than a pick deep inside your own red zone.
The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They'll have a short field looking to build on the lead. They'll run over center with White. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. To throw is Nix. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
He'll try to run for it. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a first down.
This is the point in the game, Mike, where on third down, you have to get off the field, and they do a great job. They defend everything in the pass routes, nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, but they don't keep him in the pocket. They let him escape, picks up the first down with his legs. They're going to be able to run more time off the clock.
And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
On first down, here's Nix to throw. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They run with White. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. On the ground, this is Williams. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Wan'Dale Robinson. Touchdown, Redwoods. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Dortch now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And the turnovers have really been the story here. Take you back through the actually the lowlights in this one. Not a lot of positives when you have a 3-interception game under pressure all game long. The secondary feasting on his passes. Back to throw here to begin the drive. He'll get it into the hands of Slayton. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
Now 2nd and 4. They'll drop to throw. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. Good work after the catch. They gain 19 yards and a first down.
That's good for A.
He'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
Loss of 5 brings up 2nd and 4 at the 47-yard line.
He gets that complete downfield to Slayton. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. To the air now on 1st and 10. He's got it inside the 5. And he will get into the end zone. Jonnu Smith, touchdown Caps.
Well, that was step one. The offense did their job, get this thing back within one possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
They've got just the 2 timeouts remaining, so they'll line up and take their chances right here with an onside kick.
All right, good effort, just doesn't work out, but it's not over. Remember, they still got 2 timeouts in their back pocket. They've got to use them quickly. They've got to get 3 stops, force a punt, and see what happens when the offense gets the ball.
The visitors' offense back onto the field for their next possession. They're in tremendous starting field position after the kick return. They start with 1st and 10 up beyond midfield. On the give, it's White. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. Now a second timeout called by the defense. And they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. On the carry, it's Williams. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's White. A gain there of 15. And that will be a 1st down.
This is the moment in the game, Mike, where it really matters to have a run game. You find yourself winning here late. You want to try to run the clock out and finish with the ball. And boy, do they ever. Give credit to this offensive line and running back. They came through when their team needed them the most.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win for our visitors as they are moving on. They got into the playoffs as a wild card. They get the win away from home in the opening round. Now they'll regroup and get ready for the divisional round next weekend.
Give me the mic, I'm back, bitch. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. 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 Bring that beat back. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'. Baby, I'm ballin'.
It's the opening round of the NFL playoffs, and EA Sports continues its coverage of Super Wild Card Weekend. It's the Steamers and the Antlers under the lights on Sunday night.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight, the third of three on this Wild Card Sunday. It's our visitors and our home team. Playoff football has arrived. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, partner, best time of the year. It starts with Super Wild Card Weekend, 3 days, 6 games, and this matchup as good as any of them.
Yeah, and really, it's so funny, Mike. We watch these regular season games all year, and it just seems like there's no way the intensity and the competitive spirit could ever be higher. But there is just...
Third and final of the games today, this Wild Card Sunday. It might be the best of the bunch. And off we go on EA Sports. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. They're led by former #1 overall pick and Super Bowl champion with the Rams, Matthew Stafford.
I remember talking to him earlier this season, Mike, and he emphasized the importance of winning their division. That guarantees you host at least one playoff game. Well, that goal, that's been reached. Now, they have their sights set on something even bigger, but to accomplish that, they're going to have to take advantage of this opportunity right here in front of them. That starts by doing whatever it takes over these next couple hours to extend their season by one more week.
First down, Stafford. He'll find his tight end. That's Jake Ferguson.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
That's to Ferguson once again. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. 25 yards, the pickup there. That's enough for a first down.
Pre-snap, the quarterback loved that man matchup on his tight end, and a crossing route is a great man coverage beater. He's able to run away from the coverage, run to the far side of the field to a bunch of open grass. Ball's on target. Nice pickup.
On first down, Stafford. He'll get that complete. It's George Pickens. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
You can't run plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in that quarterback, in his protectors, to know he can stand tall in that pocket and wait for his receiver to break open.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Once again, it's Walker. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a first down on that gain of 5. Here's Walker. Powering forward. He's in. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown, Antlers. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end. A return now from the 4. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. And leading them out, their quarterback. It's Jalen Hurts.
Getting your team to the playoffs, Mike, that's a massive accomplishment for any quarterback. But if he wants to take them on a deep run, can he find the balance of playing mistake-free football while also maintaining that aggressive approach that has gotten them here in the first place? It's certainly not going to be easy. This place is going to be rocking, and their opponents, they have championship aspirations of their own. But as long as he doesn't let the moment get too big for him, this team's going to have a shot to move on to next week.
Off the play fake, Hurts. He's got his receiver. It's Cortland Sutton. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Hurts looking to throw on first down. And this ball batted away and incomplete. Josh Jacobs was the intended receiver. It's second down. Again, Hurts. Now he'll run. What a run. He brings it to the red zone. Taken down inside the 20-yard line.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on a big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive.
And he's going to be taken down.
And this has been a really nice answer so far to this game. Like, I mean, you watch your opponent take the initial drive and go right down the field and score. And what are you going to do in response? What are you going to do when you get that ball back for the first time in your huddle? And
to the goal line and in. Josh down. Touchdown, Steamers.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come away with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Steamers come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. Richie James now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Antlers offense back onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. This drive starts on the ground with Walker. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings us 2nd and 9 at the 28-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Stafford. That's taken in. Keon Coleman. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. 3rd down, 3 to go. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. The Antlers bring on the punt team now. Back deep to receive the explosive Cavante Turpin. This brought in out past the 20. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. That's caught on the right side by Sutton. 12 yards on the gain. That's good for a quick 1st down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
A second down throw for Hurts. Laying out, and he made the catch. What a play.
You got to catch them all, Mike. That's what you get paid to do. Not every ball is going to be perfectly thrown, and this is a great example. When you give maximum effort on every play on the field, man, it's funny how good things just tend to happen.
And it'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. On second down, Hurts. He's got it at the 7, and he's into the end zone. Cortland Sutton, touchdown Steamers. A terrific play all the way around, finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Steamers will move out to a 14-7 lead. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Antlers offense about ready to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Walker to start the drive. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that 1st down. A good spot here. 2nd and a yard. Now Stafford. Has completed right side to Ferguson. One quarter in the books in round 1 of these AFC playoffs. 14-7 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. First and 10. Back to throw is Stafford. Pass brought in by Ferguson.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. They'll send a tight end in motion. They'll try and run it with Walker. Good job on the ground to pick it up. Mark it at the 38, move those chains. 1st down.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
Slot man in motion right. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Tackle there by Michael Hall.
Yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 36-yard line.
Shotgun run now with Walker. Good running there. He's got the first down inside the 30.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
From the gun, here's Stafford. That's caught. It's Kenneth Walker. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4.
At the 22-yard line.
They motion the slot man left. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. 3rd and a yard.
It's 3rd and 1.
They'll try to run it here with Cora. And he's going to be close to that first down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Off the bootleg, it's Stafford. He'll get this complete to Walker. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 13-yard line.
Now it's a bootleg with Stafford. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag back in the backfield. Is it a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? What a critical flag. Roughing the passer. It sets up 1st and goal. Now this looks like a design run. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
Trying to catch the defense off guard with this designed quarterback run. Doesn't go down for a sack, but either way, defense was ready for it, able to bring the quarterback down for a loss.
And he's going the wrong way. Dropped back at the 7.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down. On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. This about as short as you can get. Carlson's kick is good. And the Antlers are back within 4 at 14-10.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
The Steamers offense and Jalen Hurts getting set for their next possession. And before this drive starts, let's take a look at the current race to see who's going to take home the award of NFL Most Valuable Player. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession's going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. On the ground, it's Jacobs. He's got it. That's a first down up across midfield and down to the 47-yard line.
The tackle made at the 47-yard line. A gain of 9 yards. First down, Brooklyn.
A shotgun snap now to Hurts. In the middle of the field, it's taken by C.D. Lamb. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a first down.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. He keeps it himself. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots. When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Now Jalen Hurts on 2nd down. He'll go right back to Freiermuth. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. And this is such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game. And they're knocking on the door here, 1st and goal. And at the very least, got to come away with some points.
Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. And they'll get this down to the 3, but no further. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Still first down.
They'll run with Jacobs. A second effort, and he is in. Josh Jacobs. Touchdown, Steamers. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Steamers are out to a 21-10 lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Antlers offense and Kenneth Walker ready to take over once more. They'll look to make some inroads here. They're down 21-10 in this one as they come up on a first down. Here's Stafford. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. He was looking for George Pickens there, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw is Stafford. The 2nd down throw is incomplete. Trying to get it to his tight end, Brock Bowers. 3rd down coming up.
3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Slot receiver headed right. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. Now this offense going to use the first of their timeouts. And they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. First down, Stafford. He'll take a shot here for the end zone. And penalty flags come in as it winds up incomplete, but no doubt there was contact there. So now then, 1st and goal from the 1. Now it's Stafford. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
2nd down, it's Stafford. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. It's the linebacker, Jack Campbell.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception, but in this case, it's the first half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So we are at halftime here in the AFC wildcard matchup as we send you back east to sunny Florida. Standing by with our EA Sports halftime report, it's the coach, Jonathan Coachman.
We'll begin out in the capital of Utah, Salt Lake City, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jalen Warren, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. We just watched a solid first half from the 2022 rushing champ, Josh Jacobs. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. One team advances. One team's season ends here. Second half underway in the AFC wildcard game. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Steamers offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position, instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. Hurts looking to throw on 1st down. Off he goes. And out of bounds he goes, just shy of midfield. Can't ask for much more. 22 yards on the first play of the drive. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. That one into the hands of Downs. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's over the middle and taken in by Freiermuth. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
These hitch routes, they're usually just designed to pick up a few safe yards. An easy completion, get some rhythm for your quarterback. However, this time, he's able to make a little magic happen after the catch and turn it into something much bigger than even they were probably anticipating.
On 1st and 10, here comes Jacobs. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. To throw is Hurts. This one caught by CeeDee Lamb. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Now a 3rd and 2. Hurts. Pass right side to Downs.
We see teams more and more throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, really for 2 reasons. 1, they're confident that they can pick up the 1st down with yards after the catch. 2, teams' willingness to go for it on 4th down is at an all-time high. Little test of wills up front, huh, Mike? I mean, who wanted this one more? Who would get off the line quicker? Who would drive the other side backwards? Pretty impressive that not only are they the ones that won the battle, the defense knew what was coming and still couldn't stop it.
And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Off the play fake, Hurts. That's caught on the right side by Sutton. And he will score. Cortland Sutton. Touchdown Steamers. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game.
We all make such a big deal, Mike, when we see a quarterback go through his progression and deliver a deep downfield strike for a touchdown. But sometimes just take what's easy, the easy pitch and catch, get an underneath completion. That's exactly what the quarterback does here, takes what the defense gives them, and when you have a playmaker like that on the outside, they can do the rest with their feet after the catch, and end result is still a touchdown.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. On the return, here's James. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Antlers offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Play action now for Stafford. Open man down the field. It's Ferguson. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a first down.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
They send him right out of the slot. They run on the jet sweep, and that one shut down right away. Good pressure on the backside. The defense stops him for no gain. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10.
At the 45-yard line.
Stafford. They'll try to set up the screen here with Walker.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
Throw it on 3rd down, Stafford. Oh, he did all he could to get away, but they're going to catch up to him. It is a big loss.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
The Antlers bringing out their punt team. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully, and that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The Steamers offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air, and with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump. Initially, when the quarterback looked his tight end's way, I thought he had a chance for a big pickup. He had nice separation there early. Let's give credit to the defense. They were able to rally quickly to the ball and keep that from being an even bigger game. Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down. Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
They'll run it straight ahead with Jacobs. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the 3rd quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. Throwing is Hurts. He runs with it. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
There he goes again.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
A tight end in motion now. On second down, Jacobs. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. They'll empty out the backfield and line up for 3rd and 3. Now Hurts. And he's going to be taken down, a sack on what likely will wrap up play in this 3rd quarter. One quarter remains here in this AFC wild card matchup. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. On 4th down, it's hammer time. The Scottish Hammer. Jamie Gillen on to kick. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. So now this team's offense ready to take over once more. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Out of the gun, Stafford. Quick throw on target to Pickens. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Working out of the gun, Stafford. A short throw caught by Ferguson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 47-yard line.
Stafford now on 2nd down. Pass completed right side to Ferguson.
This play is actually really well defended here. But I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
He's going to keep it himself.
The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me. Picks up a solid gain here on 1st down.
Now a 2nd down throw for Stafford. He'll get this complete to Walker. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
That's another. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
From the gun, here's Stafford. That's to the sideline and intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. The pick 6 for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see. And it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there, because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment. Uplifting for them. Big momentum building.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense. You get yourself an easy touchdown. All of a sudden, your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Wes Watkins going to bring it back. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and Matthew Stafford heading back onto the field. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Stafford. They'll look to set up the screen here. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. And that one is incomplete. Penalty flag down, back in the backfield, in the area of holding. That's on the guard, Zion Johnson. Second down, it's Stafford. They'll try to set up the screen here.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now...
And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Going to leave the offense out there for 4th and long. Stafford to throw it. Looking downfield for Coleman. And he will take this one in. 77 yards for the touchdown. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least it'll pay off with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Down 3 scores, and it's late. They're going to need a few bounces to go their way. They'll start right here, trying to get an onside kick. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. Medical staff will take a look, see if he can continue here in the wild card round. They'll run with Jacobs. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
Running is Jacobs. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the 4th quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So really nice job here late. We're going to see if they can put this one out of reach.
Now and he's in. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown Steamers. And that touchdown probably, Greg, ends any small hopes of a comeback on the other side.
Yeah, and I think those chances, Mike, were small to begin with, but with that last score, I think this one is pretty much over.
Hopkins now to tack on the extra point. He's got it. And the Steamers will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
17.
Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. The return starts from the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. This team's offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. A shotgun snap to Stafford. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. He'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now it's Stafford. That's to the left side. He's got Ferguson.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
14 yards on that pass play there, and that will be a 1st down. Again, it's Stafford. It's into the hands of Pickens once again. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
Stafford to throw again. That's hauled in at the 2. And he'll take it on in. George Pickens. Touchdown, Antlers.
Mike, this is a great example of a wide receiver who just truly understands the concept of spacing. When you're open, stay open. If you're not open, get open. And when you can do that and operate in the middle of the field, man, you are such a weapon and a reliable target for your quarterback. It's a great example of it here. He works to stay open, middle of the field, ball's on target. It's an easy touchdown.
The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the fourth quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
The visitors' offense ready to go as we give you a look at the current playoff race. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So it's a win for our visitors as they are moving on. They got into the playoffs as a wild card. They get the win away from home in the opening round. Now they'll regroup and get ready for the divisional round next weekend. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night.
NFL playoffs are here, and this matchup on Wild Card Weekend is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Lumberjacks and the Aviators on Monday Night Prime Time.
Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, we wrap up Super Wild Card Weekend. It's our visiting team and our home team. Playoff football has arrived. Good to be with you. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, partner, best time of the year. It starts with Super Wild Card Weekend, 3 days, 6 games, and this matchup as good as any of them.
Yeah, and really, it's so funny, Mike. We watch these regular season games all year, and it just seems like there's no way the intensity and the competitive spirit could ever be higher. But there is just something different about playoff football in the NFL. You can feel it in the stadium. You can sense it down on the field in pregame. Both these teams have had this as their #1 goal all year. Make it to the playoffs. Everybody has a shot, and we're about to kick this thing off and get rolling.
And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jaden Daniels.
After talking to him the other day, it seems like he's really embracing this moment, Mike. I mean, he said something along the lines of playing with the pressure that comes with the playoffs is a privilege, and I couldn't agree more.
Now here's the longtime star in the league, Zeke Elliott. And he'll take this up to the 30. Pick up a 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Again, here's Zeke. That's powerful running. Lowers the shoulder and picks up 4. Trying to avoid the early 3 and out. They face 3rd and a yard. 3rd and a yard. It's Daniels. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
3rd down is the down that pass rushers live for. More often than not, they know it's a passing situation, and they get to just pin their ears back and go. Here early in this game, they're able to bring down the quarterback, and I got a feeling this won't be the last time.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. Leading them out, the former #1 overall pick back in the 2021 draft, it's Trevor Lawrence.
You think back just a few years ago, Mike, Trevor Lawrence coming out of Clemson, he was regarded as one of the top quarterback prospects of the last decade, and at times he's fit the billing, but it's been the inconsistency, protect the ball, turnovers. If he can clean up a lot of those miscues, he could be one of the top quarterbacks in this league.
It's the tight end Likely in motion. Lawrence now on 2nd down. That's into the hands of Travis Etienne.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He gets it into the hands of Atwell. First grab of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He picks up the first down with that one.
Well, there's fast starts, Mike, and then there's this. It just seems like it's completion after completion, and now they find themselves in plus territory. Every team has their fringe red zone down to their red zone plan, and once you cross midfield, you got to be thinking 6, at the worst 3, but you're coming away with points. They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
Lawrence from the gun here on 3rd down. Coming open, that's the tight end Likely. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
This opening drive going to form so far. Now they've got it 1st and goal. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. And he's in. Nico Collins. Touchdown Aviators. Now Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. The kick is good. The Aviators will jump out to a 7-0 lead here on Super Wild Card Weekend. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line. The Lumberjacks offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. To throw is Daniels on 1st and 10. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. From out of the gun, it's a run with Elliott. They tackle him at the 38, but that run is good enough to pick up the 1st down.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
Passing right side, and Chase has it. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Pitts is the man in motion. On 2nd down, it's Daniels. To the middle of the field, that's taken in by Chase. Here's 3rd and 2. Here's Zeke. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
And what a play by the interior of this defensive line. There was nowhere to run. He's able to get in the backfield for a big stop, and it sets up 4th down.
Here's Tress Way now. The punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Aviators offense ready for their 2nd possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. To throw is Lawrence. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Now 1,000-yard rusher from a season ago, Travis Etienne. And he'll pick up 2 out to the 27. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Lawrence now. He'll try to run for it. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a 1st down.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
He'll let this go. Deep shot for Atwell. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down. Lawrence. That's complete to Etienne. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
Now a deep ball here for Collins. That is caught to the goal line and in. Nico Collins. Touchdown Aviators. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game.
This is when you're very fortunate as an offensive play caller, Mike, that you not only have the speed on the outside, but you got the big arm behind center, because it doesn't get real fancy. If you can hold up in the protection, you're saying run as fast and as far as you can. I'm going to throw it as far as I can, and when you connect, it is a thing of beauty, and in this case, it results in a touchdown.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. This returnable from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Lumberjacks offense getting set to get back to work. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Going to start this on the ground with Elliott. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss. It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup, because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down, where it's a little bit more manageable.
And I don't know, I think he is short. They are. They're going to mark him short, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Medical staff going to take a look, see if he can continue here in this wild card round. Oh, yeah. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Aviators offense headed back to take over once more. They've raced out to a 14-0 lead. They've done nothing wrong so far. That's thrown quickly, taken in by Collins. Here's a 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
1 quarter complete here on the Monday night finale of Super Wildcard Weekend. 14-0 is our score. More after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second down, Lawrence. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. They put Smythe in motion. Lawrence gives this one to Etienne. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. The next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
1st and 10 now from the 36. Now Lawrence trying the right side, taken in by Collins. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Lawrence. A throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Here's Lawrence to throw. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down marker. Can be fair, Baron, coming on to try the field goal. This one is good. He knocks it through. The Aviators stake themselves to a 17-0 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Lumberjacks offense back onto the field for their next possession. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive as they'll begin here with first down. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's second down. Now give to Zeke out of the gun. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a first down. Off the play fake, here's Daniels. He'll go left side here and complete this one. And it'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
It's been a rough first half, and now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
On play action, Daniels to the left side, caught by Chase.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
And it'll be a pickup of 3, so third down, forthcoming. From the shotgun on third down, Daniels. And that is incomplete. Trying to get it to Kyle Pitts. And that's going to lead to a fourth down. They'll give it to Elliott. Oh, he's going to be very close. It depends on the mark. But he is short. They've held him on fourth down. The Aviators offense ready to get back to work. The lead is 17 as they try to maybe pull away in this one. It is 1st and 10. They'll give it to ETN to start this drive. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down. Once again, it's ETN. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing in and dropping him for a loss. Here now, 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Lawrence. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete. Nico Collins was the intended receiver there. And it's going to bring up 4th down. So the drive ends, and on comes Jordan Stout to kick it away. Back deep, Xavier Worthy. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Lumberjacks offense ready to take over once again. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Taking off. A pickup there of 25 yards. That's enough for a first down.
There was a lot of questions surrounding this quarterback about whether his style of play from college would transfer to the NFL game. Well, his ability to create with his legs certainly has here today. We see it with his ability to escape pressure out of the pocket, and he's able to pick up the first down.
1st and 10. Pitts is the man in motion. On 1st down, Daniels. Short throw taken by Pitts. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
4 yards on pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 45-yard line.
Play action. Here's Daniels. That's complete to Elliott. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch.
In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Two minutes to go here till halftime. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. Off he goes.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the first down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback. Just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
On 3rd down, they'll throw with Daniels. Open man left side is Brown. He's got it. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts, as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down's looming. McLaughlin's kick is good, and the Lumberjacks are finally on the board. It's 17-3.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Aviators' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. To the tight end, Likely. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Now 2nd down throw for Lawrence. A quick throw, that's complete on the slant. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
So, a pair of first downs moves them out to the 47-yard line, and it's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I know this play results in an incomplete pass, but I think this is a really good job by the quarterback. His clock was going off. He felt that rush. He had no immediate target to go to with the ball. Instead, throw it away. Don't take the sack.
And he will score. K.J. Hamler. Touchdown, Aviators.
That is just a complete disaster. I mean, we're in the final seconds of the first half, Mike, and you give up a huge explosive play that results in a touchdown. No matter what you've done all half, it completely changes the game.
Fairbairn to add the extra point. It's up and good. The Aviators extend to a 24-3 lead. Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touched back, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. So it is halftime in the final game of Super Wild Card Weekend. As we send you to Orlando, we'll check in with the coach, Jonathan Coachman.
We'll get our
as
tour
the EA
started
Sports
out at
halftime
venerable
report.
Soldier Field in Chicago. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. All right, Mike, yeoman's work. Once again, thanks very much. What a 3 days of football. This has been an absolute blast. Now, just one more half of football remains until we lock down the matchups for the divisional round starting next Saturday. In the first half, we saw a strong outing from Trevor Lawrence. He connected on 3 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters as his guys have built up a sizable lead here at the break.
All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Who survives? Whose season continues on to next week? One half to decide it. Time for the third quarter of the NFC wildcard game. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The home team's offense, and Trevor Lawrence set to take over once more. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. It's the tight end Likely in motion. The drive begins with a carry from Etienne. A big run. They finally get to him and bring him down.
Well, I'm not sure you're going to find a better example of just pure speed in the open field than that run right there. I mean, when he got past the first wave, you got the sense that he might just be able to outrun everybody on the field.
Here's 1st and 10. Lawrence. He's going to run it. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2.
At the 25-yard line.
A carry here for Etienne. And he'll get this inside the 20. A nice run. They're in the red zone. It's 1st down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. This would be a big loss, and we'll see if he can continue here in the divisional round. On the draw, the give to Etienne. And he'll be taken down.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day. Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Big play coming up, 3rd and goal. Here's Lawrence. Taking off. He is in. Trevor Lawrence. Touchdown, Aviators. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Aviators 31, Lumberjacks 3.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. It's Xavier Worthy on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and veteran Ezekiel Elliott making their way back out. And really, he has not produced a whole lot of highlights as we thought about coming in that he could be a featured back in this one. Instead, no running lanes, no room to operate, stuck at the line of scrimmage, and generally taking this offense out of its flow. So they come to the line for first down and 10. The drive starts with a run, and it's Elliott. And tough running there. He's up to the 32. From the interior, Harrison Phillips there for the tackle. Throwing on second down, Daniels. Quickly to the outside and complete. Now a 3rd and 2. They'll run Zeke up the middle. The Lumberjacks going to kick this one. Here comes the punt team. He's on to punt it for the 4th time tonight. Returnable from the 17. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The home team's offense ready to get back at it. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air, and with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now a handoff, Etienne. And he's going to get the first down up past the 35-yard line.
That's good. First down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
To throw is Lawrence. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Throwing is Lawrence. That's complete to Etienne. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
A running back that can be used in the passing game is a handful for these defenses. And you can tell this offense, they're not shy getting this guy the ball. And I think the rest of this game, they're going to continue to see, hey, defense, do you have an answer for this guy?
Set to go now on 1st and 10. To throw is Lawrence. He gets it into the hands of Atwell. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
So far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8.
Brings up second and 8 at the 30-yard line.
Now Lawrence.
And this is one of the cases, Mike, where defenders, they get their eyes in the wrong spot. They call it eye discipline. He catches them looking elsewhere. It allows him to get upfield and make this third down a lot more manageable.
It's the tight end Likely in motion. He'll get this out to the left flat, and he will have the first down. He caught it short of the line to gain, but knows right where that marker is, and he's able to pick up that first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Now here's Lawrence. He finds Likely, his tight end. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5 at the 14-yard line.
This run straight ahead for Etienne. And he's close to the first down. Gets 4 yards on the gain, but it will bring up third down. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. Look wide. Get this one complete. And he's got the first down. A great job looking at engaging where the marker is and getting there to set up first and goal.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
They'll run it here with Etienne. That's a nice pickup, bringing it down to the 3.
The tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Here now, second down and goal.
Second and goal.
Here's Lawrence to throw. It is brought in the end zone. Nico Collins. Touchdown Aviators. Saving his best for the playoffs. His 3rd touchdown of the game. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His 3rd touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man. They're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having a day.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The visitors' offense ready to take over once more. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Pitts is the man in motion. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. So 1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They put the tight end Brown in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Daniels. He's got his man Brown. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. 2nd and a yard. Throwing now, Daniels. Now a screen set up for Elliott. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
The relationship between the back and the offensive lineman is now the key for the run after catch. You want to make sure those linemen don't get too far down the field where they can't help protect the back. So once the running back catches it, there's a go-go call. Now everyone knows it's time to go downfield. The running back falls in behind him, and that's the landmark of the screenplay.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Pitts is the man in motion. He's got a receiver. It's Chase. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. To the ground, a 1st down run. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. Straight ahead, it's Elliott. And they'll get into the end zone for the first time tonight. Ezekiel Elliott. Touchdown, Lumberjacks.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Now Etienne has an opening past the 40. And he'll be taken down as he takes it just shy of midfield.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
They'll go back to Etienne on 1st down. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face 2nd down and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll run it once more with Etienne. And he's not going to get away. They'll knock him back to his own territory. They get him on the other side of midfield.
Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
It's 4th down.
Punting time for the Aviators. And he's on to punt for just the 2nd time in this game. That's going to be out of bounds, no return. And the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. The visitors' offense make their way out to take over once more. And time again, Greg, the yards on the ground have been very difficult to come by.
Yeah, and it really goes against conventional wisdom, Mike. You hear so often everyone talk about you run the ball to open up the pass, and really that's not necessarily true. Oftentimes when you're having trouble on the ground, the best way to open things up underneath is by passing the ball, and that could be a variety of ways. Throwing it downfield, screen passes, swing passes. Just get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and open things up.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Into the familiar hands of Justin Jefferson.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
2nd down and 3. Keep it in the air. Here's Daniels. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Portland.
Pitts is the man in motion. To the air again is Daniels. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
18 on the play. First down, Lumberjacks.
Daniels gonna throw again. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. They'll come up now for second down and 4. They put the tight end Brown in motion. Daniels to throw on second down. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he will get into the end zone. Kyle Pitts, touchdown Lumberjacks.
Just a beautiful ball there by the quarterback. And the point I want to make here, Mike, and make sure the viewer understands is, in the NFL, if you have to wait for a guy to be open and then deliver the ball, it's too late. So often these quarterbacks throw their guy open. They anticipate where the void in the coverage is going to be. That's exactly the reason this play worked out here, Mike, and he's able to connect here for a big touchdown.
So the late score gets them a bit closer to respectability. They'll try to get even closer with an onside kick.
Illegal touching. Offense.
This is tough. You're trying to give your guys a chance and time it just right, but you have to hit it hard enough. This time, it doesn't go 10 yards. Not going to work out.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Lawrence gives this one to Etienne. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. 2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Up the middle, here's Etienne. And he moves down to the 25. That's good enough for a 1st down.
Yard gain. That's good. For Kenton. First down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Once again, it's Etienne. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
They'll run. It's Etienne. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They are moving on in these playoffs. Won't have a long time to celebrate this one. They have to get right back to work for the divisional round. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. Good night, everybody.